Hey everyone, and welcome back. And I'm super excited to welcome back the immensely talented Claudia Riveros. How are you, Claudia?
I'm so happy to be back here, guys. It's so cool to see my design cutters again.
Perfect. Well, Claudia, what are you going to be teaching the community today?
So today we're going to be working on the base of a realistic looking butterfly, right? So we're going to work on the base body, the basic wing shape, and the basic veining of a butterfly. From that base, we're going to work on a monarch butterfly, which is this orange, bright and beautiful butterfly. My idea is to show how the body and the wings interact with each other. And from this base, you can basically edit the wing shape or the size of the body to create any butterfly you want. So we're going to be working today on this orange butterfly that you see here. Now, to start, I'm just going to create a new canvas on the top corner here, and I'm just going to do a screen size. Okay, perfect. Oh, I'm also sharing this color palette that I'll be using today as a freebie with you guys, so you can follow along. And this is actually a very emotional and exciting event for me because I'm releasing my new set of brushes, which are my favorite brushes. So a little bit of a backstory on them. I started doing them 2 years ago, and I just kept them for myself. I basically decided to make a set of brushes that allowed me to start and finish an illustration with only one set. And I've been just tweaking them, and right now I was just drawing with them, and I noticed that they're really a dream to work with. And I was just like, why am I not sharing this with anyone? So now you guys can have them, and you can actually have them 50% off for this event. And you're also going to get a free sample of them, so you can check them out. Now that that's set, we can start with the tutorial. Okay, guys? You're here, right?
Yes, I am definitely
Perfect.
here. I nearly messed with you there, but yeah, I'm here.
I think that my Apple Watch is probably going to break if my pulse goes higher. So please no messing with me. Okay, I'm going to start with the gesture pencil. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start by doing a quick line here. And this line is going to show me the center of my butterfly, where I want my butterfly to be, right? So I want it around here. Now, I'm going to move to one incredible tool in Procreate, which is the drawing guides. So if you want to know more about the drawing guides, I actually wrote a tutorial for you guys at Design Cuts with the 10 best Procreate tips. And here I talk a little bit more about that. But today I'm just going to be using one of the aspects of this tool, which is going to be the symmetry tool. This is going to allow me to draw one side, and then it's going to mirror it on the other side. Okay? So I'm going to choose the symmetry tool. In this blue little thing, you can move it, and you're just going to put it on top of the line that you just drew, right? So that's done. Perfect. Now, I'm going to make a new layer. And since we set up the assisting tool, now if we click on the layer and we just click here underneath clipping mask where it says drawing assist, then it's going to have the same thing that we just did, right? So it's going to, everything we draw on one side, it's going to draw on the other side. Now, I'm going to start by drawing the basic shape of the body of our butterfly. So for that, I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to make a small circle here. Now for this part, it's really, it really doesn't matter much. This first line is just so I know where my line is going to be, so I can even delete it. And now that I have this circle, I'm going to use this measurement, and I'm going to repeat it 5 times underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. So now on this first 2 sections, I'm going to draw an oval shape. And this is going to be the thorax of my butterfly. And now on the rest, on the remaining 3, I'm going to do a smaller oval shape. So like this. Perfect. Now I'm going to join both ovals with a curvy line like this. And this is going to be basically the base of the body of our butterfly. Now, I'm going to work on the head. So for the head is actually a little bit smaller than this measurement. And I'm going to make just a smaller circle inside. Here, I'm going to draw the eyes on the side with just 2 small ovals on the side. And now I'm going to draw 2 tiny mountains that touch the first circle we draw. So these things are called palpi in butterflies, and I'm not a biologist, so I'm not sure what they do, but they're there. So now on the outer side, in between the palpi and the eye, we're just gonna draw a line where the antenna is gonna be. So here we go. This is basically the main shape of our butterfly. Now I'm gonna look.
I think, Claudia, the palpi, they detect vibrations in the air to warn them of predators approaching.
I was just seeing if you knew what it was. I was testing you. Of course, I knew what it was.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I completely made that up. I have no idea. I don't know what to do.
Oh, damn it. well, let's say that they detect vibrations. So now I'm gonna clean up this drawing. Yeah, I'm gonna clean up this drawing. I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm gonna turn on drawing assist. Now I'm gonna change my brush to my main pencil in a smaller size. And now I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. Now that I have where everything goes, I'm just gonna redraw the eyes, the head, the vibration detecting palpi, the antenna, like this. Now for the thorax, butterflies have usually a hairy thorax, like a macho man. So I'm gonna choose my soft inker brush because that's one of my favorites for like drawing hairs and fine details like that. So I'm just gonna go out and make it a little bit hairy, fluffy, like this. Perfect. And I'm gonna add a little bit more hairs here, maybe a little bit more here, like that. Perfect. I'm gonna return to my main pencil. And I'm gonna redraw then the abdomen of the butterfly. So just gonna go.
I love how you're breaking this down with geometry. I feel like it makes it possible for anyone to draw this.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do. That's why I decided to start creating tutorials, because for me, the funnest thing is to find something and try to break it down as much as possible. So to find like the geometry inside or the easier steps. So yeah, I'm very happy that you said that. Now, butterflies have abs, like breakings in the abdomen. Again,
that makes
I'm not
one
a biologist. Yeah. So here we're gonna break it down. I remember I said that the abdomen was 3 sections, right? So the first section, we're just gonna do one line. Wait, just a second. I wanna make it better here. So that's gonna be one of the abs. On the second section, we're gonna break this one in half, and we're gonna do a second cut here and where it ends. And on the third and final section, we're gonna divide it in 3 parts. So then we're gonna have one here and one here. And this is basically the shape of the body of a butterfly. I'm gonna now just rename this so we have it to body. And I also want to add a little bit of shadows. And for this, I'm gonna use my favorite brush from this pack, which is pencil fill. And I'm just gonna add just a few shadows, just so it doesn't look so empty. Just on the sides.
That looks so effortless, but that immediately adds so much depth.
Yeah, I love this brush because it really adds a lot of richness to illustrations. I feel like when I'm drawing, my biggest struggle was that things looked a little bit too smooth. So they were a little bit too boring. So I wanted to create a brush that really allowed me to draw kind of smoothly, but also included kind of a realistic texture. And that's how this brush was born. And it's one of my favorites. I use this one all the time. So this whole pack is my go-to for all of my illustrations.
I can see why. These are nifty brushes. I'm glad that you released them.
Thank you. I really love them also. Very proud of them. So like this. So I'm just going to include a little bit of shadows. And this is basically the main body of just a butterfly. So from here, we're going to move to the wings. So the basic wing shapes. Again, every butterfly has their own sort of wing shape and their own sort of wing veining. So if you want to draw a specific butterfly, make sure to take these tips and really look at your reference image. And then apply these tips to the reference image that you have. So yeah, I'm just gonna now start with the wing shape. For this part, I'm not gonna turn on the assisted drawing because it's really Later, once I have everything, all the geometry done, I'll basically retrace it on the other side. But for now, I'll just do the geometry on one side, so it's easy to see. I'm gonna turn again the first sketch I had, because the first thing we need to figure out is where do the wings go. I'm gonna change again to main pencil. And now on the thorax, the hairy part, the first section, we're gonna divide it into half. So this is the half of the thorax. Now from this to the side, we're gonna divide this on the half. And now from this point is where the butterflies are gonna go. The wings, the wings are gonna go. So now I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm gonna take the measurement of the body, including the palpi, but not the antenna. Just make a line so you guys can see, like this. And with this measurement, I'm just gonna move it and place it here where this spot is, like that. I'm gonna now duplicate this line that I just made, and I'm actually gonna remove the snapping because I just want to move it diagonally like this and place it here where the same spot is, like this. Perfect. I'm gonna join these two lines, and now I'm going to join these two lines by creating some sort of a circular shape. Don't worry too much about making a line just on one go. This is, again, just to figure out where the geometry of everything goes. You're still with me, right?
I am, and I'm thinking about pizza now, looking at that shape.
Exactly, like this.
I feel like that could be an abstract design. Pizza butterfly.
Pizza butterfly. It's very Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna continue this curved line like this, and we're gonna touch the point where the butterflies, where the wings go. And again on the underneath. Here we go. So this is gonna be one part of our wing shape. Okay, perfect. Now to finish up the basic wing shape, we're gonna add some sort of curvy shark fin at the end. So it's gonna be from here, following the same curve, just like a curvy shark fin. And here you go. So this will be the main shape of the top wing of our butterfly. So just like this. Perfect. Now, thank you. Now I'm gonna use my select tool, and I'm gonna select again this two lines that I made, because I actually need them once again. Okay, with 3 fingers, I'm gonna swipe down, and I'm gonna copy, again, swipe down and paste. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do the bottom wing. We're just gonna flip it like this, put it on the same spot, and there we go. We're gonna now join these two lines, again, with a curvy line, a little bit curvier than the one on top, like this. And we're gonna join this now, continue the curved line to the end. Now here, you don't really have to finish this line, because from this perspective, the bottom wing is underneath the top wing. But I just like to kind of finish it just to make sure that it's correct, the curve. Okay, perfect. And again, you're gonna finish up that shape on the underneath. So like that. When I turn off the first sketch we did, we're gonna turn off the placement of the wing, and here we have the shape of the top wing and the shape of the bottom wing. Perfect. When I make a new layer, I'm actually gonna merge these two. I'll lower the opacity of them. And on this new layer, I'm gonna turn on drawing assist again. And now we're gonna retrace the shape of our wings. We could even just draw one line, like a curvy line, and just let it there, and then it will snap. So like that.
It's reassuring to me that you look at the geometry this way, because you're so talented as an illustrator. I thought before you just did everything off the top of your head, but you really think about proportions.
Yeah, I really like I said, for me, that's like the funnest part of drawing, to trying to understand what you see around you, like try to find the most basic aspects of it. And yeah, thank you for saying that. I really enjoy that. Okay, I'm just gonna do a curved line here, and I'm gonna hold it so it snaps. And I'm gonna do the same here. Also, don't feel bad about turning, okay? You're in a digital media. You can turn the page. I'm sorry if it makes you dizzy, but
I feel like I'm watching Alfred Hitchcock film or something.
Yeah. Okay, so like this, and we're gonna finish up this bottom wing here, and there we have it. So I'm gonna turn off the geometry of it, and this is the main wing shape. I'm gonna rename it just to keep everything organized. No, I don't wanna look it up, thank you. Rename and wing, perfect. Okay, now you can go back to the body, this one, and you're just gonna erase. I'm gonna use the pencil fill as an eraser, and I'm just gonna erase the parts that go underneath the wings. And here you go. This is the basic shape. Ooh, can you hear me, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. This is the basic. This is the basic shapes of the body and the wings. Perfect. Now we're gonna talk about the basic veining on the wings of a butterfly. Like I said at the beginning, every butterfly has different veinings. But if you follow these steps, no one can tell you that you're not drawing a butterfly. So if you want to draw a specific one, just check out the reference image, look at how their veining on the wings go, or you can also check out the article where I'm showing different, like 6 different sorts of butterflies. For now, we're again going to work on only one side, and I'm actually going to change the color of my brush so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, this part really gets geometric. So we're going to start by dividing. We're going to start with the top wing. So we're going to divide it in 5 pieces. So it's going to be a little bit bigger, 1, and each one is going to be a little bit bigger than the one that we did before. Mm-hmm. So like that, perfect. Now from this point, we're just going to make a line. I made it very softly, and I just hold the shape, so because it's just my sketch, so it really, so like this, and I'm just going to hold it so it snaps. I'm going to hold it so it snaps, and I'm going to continue doing this all over this. Here we go. Perfect. So now in this top section here, we're going to divide this into 4. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to do lines that go here, just curvy lines like this. Here we have 4.
I have a butterfly question for you, Claudia.
Tell me. I
feel like I read somewhere that all of the patterns are unique, like the same with snowflakes. Is that right?
Yeah. You can find similarities in between each species. That's how you can know that one is like a monarch or one is a Morpho Menelaus, or you can find different sorts of butterflies, but each of them have a little, like, they're placed a little bit differently. So, but they have like the same pattern in the wing of the species. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Now
I like butterflies. Beautiful creatures.
Yeah, me too. On this this part, we're now gonna divide it into half, and we're gonna make a little bit of a wiggly line. So we're gonna follow the first shape, and now it's just gonna go up like here. And now on this bottom section, I'm gonna make one last line that just goes here. There we go. Perfect. So now we're gonna work on the inner cell of the wing. For that, I'm gonna take from this top sections, we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3 on this one. I'm gonna find the middle point of it. So here. And from there, then we're gonna just measure here a point. Then we're gonna go 1 up here, 1 up here, then 1 down in the next one, and 1 down in the next one. And we're just gonna join these dots. We're gonna use the eraser and just lightly erase this. Don't erase it completely, because it's good to know where they go when we're coloring them. And this is the basic veining of the, actually no, let's just finish it by adding folds into the ends of the wing. So like this. And now here we have the basic veining of the top wing of a butterfly. We're gonna now work on the bottom wing. You're here, right?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Awesome, perfect. So we're gonna go and divide this bottom wing into 7 sections. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now from here, we're just gonna start doing lines towards the inside. They don't exactly have to go into this spot. Some of them don't really go there. So just follow like a curved line here. And the more you get to the top, the more they go towards that center. So like here, here, and here. Okay, perfect. So here we have the bottom wing. Now we're gonna measure. This is one of the 7 marks we did. We're gonna count down. So 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one, we're gonna do 1 mark for the inner cell here. We're gonna go actually a little bit closer here. We're gonna go inward on the top, inward on the top, and now underneath the first mark, we're gonna go inward and inward like this.
Just to shout out for everyone watching live, I think a few people are struggling to keep up. I want to remind you, not only is Claudia really fast, but she also does this full time. And she's also drawn this type of butterfly many times before. So don't feel at all bad if you can't keep up. But I would still continue watching, because when you actually go through it at your own pace later, it's going to be that much more familiar to you, and it's going to be much easier.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, for sure. Like I said at the beginning, you can always watch the replay. It's just that since we're really breaking down the geometry of it, then, you know, I kind of have to go through different steps. And yeah, I know it can be a little bit hard to follow. But make sure, guys, to watch the replay with a cup of coffee. Put me at half the speed. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's going to be great to watch. Hey, guys, it's Claudia.
It's actually going to sound normal because I also speak very So here we go. After we do this, we're just going to add 1 line here up here. And we're just going to add folds to the ends of the wing. And this is the basic veining of the bottom wing of a butterfly. Okay, so now that we have that, I would usually make a new layer, turn on drawing assist, and basically draw it on this other wing, right? Just trace it over. But because we have a little bit of a time constraint, and I really want to show you guys how to draw monarch butterfly, we're gonna go directly to how to draw the markings of a monarch butterfly and how to draw how the wing shape changes a little bit. Is that okay with you guys?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So
we're here for it all, Claudia.
Awesome. Just gonna then change this to, if it wants to, to vein. Perfect.
I still love how Procreate does that. It's so smart.
Yeah. Make a new layer. I'm gonna change the color of my brush so you guys can see easier. And I'm gonna make it bigger. So the first way that the wing shape of a monarch butterfly changes from this is at the ends, they're just a little bit more squiggly. So just add a little bit of this sort of lines at the ends, like this. Like, just like this. And also on the one that's underneath. Just add a little bit of a squiggly line there. And that's basically how the wing of a monarch butterfly is.
Amazing. Now, Claudia, can we just check? Emma asked, which brush are you using right now?
Right now I'm using the main pencil from the Nifty brushes. It's very sharp and delicate. It's really good for details. There's several different brushes inside. There's also even a colored pencil. So yeah, I'm very proud of them. The funny thing is I made them for myself, and I truly love them. And then I just decided, okay, it's maybe time to share them. So
as you should.
Yeah, here they are after 2 years. So now I'm gonna start making the markings of the monarch butterfly. So for this, I'm just gonna start with the top wing, and outside of the inner cell, which is this thing that we did, we're gonna make a big line here that goes inside of the cell, and then it just kind of looks like someone bit into a cookie on the wing. So just like a little bit like this, perfect. Now we're gonna finish here underneath, like this, by adding just one extra line here. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna start by making the white parts of the wing. So first we're gonna make one big part here. We're gonna make 4 of this. So 2, then 3, and then 4. Perfect. Up here, we're gonna do then now 3 smaller ones. It's 1, 2, and then 3. And then on the next one, we're just gonna do 1 small one like this, just to start. Now to continue, we're gonna make next one underneath here, and another one here, and just 3 here. I'm also gonna add some small ones here. This is, you don't really have to, I mean, this is because I sat down with a monarch butterfly and I was really checking how they are. But you know, you can always just have fun with what you put on the wings of your butterfly. It doesn't need to be something exact. It's just, I really wanted to draw a monarch specifically. So this is how their markings looked, at least on the reference image I had. I'm gonna add some extra white spots here. Just extra. You don't need to be too exact on this part, because later on it's going to be time for details. Right now it's just to mark where things go. You're here with me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perfect. Now I'm going to add some extra white sort of C shapes here at the ends. So like this. And now one of the things that really distincts monarch butterfly is that their veining is very dark. So I'm actually going to make the veins that are outside of the shape we just made darker, just so we know that we have to darken it once the color time comes. So like this. It's gonna, again, really, it doesn't really matter that you don't really have to be really precise. This is just to know what we're going to do later on. So this is the main veining of a monarch butterfly top wing. Now we're going to work on the one underneath. So we're gonna do basically the same shape as if someone bit a cookie, again, here. So just imagine someone biting a chocolate chip cookie. Oh.
You're making me hungry with pizza and cookies.
I just said, oh my God, I really want a chocolate chip cookie right now. After the scare at the beginning, I feel like I deserve a chocolate chip cookie.
You deserve a giant cookie and mug of coffee after this.
Thank you. Perfect. Now we're going to start by making, again, small dots in each of the sections of the wing underneath. Just small dots, so you know where the white is going to be once we add color. So here, perfect. We're going to continue doing that now on the inside. Keep on adding. This. Perfect. Could you guys hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
I just adopted a puppy. He's sleeping behind me. I would show you guys, but he's sleeping. So.
What breed?
We don't know. He.
Oh, like a rescue.
Yeah, he's a rescue from. There were a lot of earthquakes here, so a lot of doggies need a rescue, and we got him, and I am so in love. He yawns in the funniest way. In the middle of my live sessions.
Honestly, I thought you had like a human child there.
No, not yet. But I have a furry child. I have to put him through college first.
Yeah, I'm such a puppy convert. Like I never had dogs growing up, but now we've got one. She's melted this icy heart,
and she's
now
so
I'm like
official
dog fan.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. right now I'm darkening again the veinings of the bottom wing. So basically the same thing we did up there, just darkening up just to know where we are. Okay, so this is basically the main veining of a monarch butterfly. Now I'm gonna make this layer a little bit dark, a little bit lighter. I'm gonna make a new layer, and now I'm gonna turn on my drawing assist. And now we're gonna get to the fun part, people, the coloring. Let me know if anyone has any questions or anything, because right now, what we have to do right now is just fill in each of the sections. So I'm gonna go with the pencil fill. Again, it's my favorite from all of them. And we're just gonna start by, I'm gonna do this part a little bit faster, but when I drew this one, I'm gonna show you quickly, just getting out. When I drew this one, it took me like,
Wow.
Yeah, this is what we're gonna do right now. It took me like an hour and a half to 2 hours, so we don't have that time right now.
Okay,
So
in normal human time, that's probably like 20 hours. So don't feel bad if you can't do that in 2 hours.
Yeah. So later on I'll put that one so you guys can see that one. But for now, we're just gonna start by filling in this, and I'm gonna do it pretty fast, guys. So again, when you guys do it, have fun and take your time. Right now, I'm gonna just go fast. One tip I can give you for sure is if you see the veins of the butterfly, try to make it darker like this. So there's a division you see here, and then this adds some profile to your illustration. It doesn't look like, because we can just also select it and just fill it in with color, but I really wanted it to look as realistic as it can be, right? So I just go with darker here and then just a little bit lighter, just like that, and then again darker. Amazing. And just a little bit lighter like this.
Let us know in the live chat. Are you following along? Everything makes sense so far?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, please drop them right now. I'm just gonna be coloring here.
I think this might be a session where it's good to ask questions as we go. Would that be okay, Claudia?
That would be perfect, because right now I just have to fill in, and if I have any other tips, I'll just share them. So if you guys have any questions, please just drop them. I'd love to help.
Okay, I just opened up the first question from Bill. It says, Claudia, what does a butterfly sound like?
We have to wait. Let me think. It can be for sure. It has to be something a little bit more relaxed. Oh, my poor puppy got scared of me.
Oh, no. Your puppy just developed a phobia of seagulls.
He's like, I thought my mom was okay. No.
I thought my mom was normal, but
no. I don't think he thought that ever. So right now, again, just keep it following like this. I'll think about how a butterfly sounds, and at the end, I really, maybe like a storm, because of this saying that says that one butterfly flaps the wings and then the hurricane comes.
We're going extra deep there.
It can't all be a joke, guys.
Yeah, this is serious stuff when it comes to butterflies.
Yeah.
The next question, this is more for our team, but Mary asks, will we include Claudia's diagrams in the written tutorial that we put up? Yes, we will, for sure.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
It will be very helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Johannes asks, can you manually set up the threshold for the line tool so that when you draw a line and hold it, it gets straight? But if I wanted to do the same with curves, but here I wanted to do the same with curves and they all ended up straight. Do you know what you mean?
Yeah, I guess you could check it out. Honestly, I haven't really done that, but I think you could check it out here on the preferences on maybe pressure curve or gesture controls. Yeah, but I haven't really edited that. But that's a good question. I would actually also like to know that. So if you guys figure it out, you can let me know.
Yeah, cool. And yeah, keep the questions coming.
Yeah, guys.
So Whitney says, are you using pressure to make it darker in some areas, or are you just going over the spot several times?
No. This brush is pressure sensitive, like really pressure sensitive. So it's very smooth. Right now I'm going darker, but I'm also going a little bit more times because the texture, if you go more times, then it gets a little bit less textury, right? So I like that when it's a darker area. But I really feel like it just adds, I don't know, it just gives like this crayon feeling, and it just feels so much fun, I feel like.
Yeah.
It can also be very smooth, which I really love. I can show you later, if we have the time, some other illustrations I created with this brush set. The ones maybe from the presentation of it, so you guys can see like what you can do.
The brushes look amazing, Claudia.
Thank you. Thank you
2 years worth of labor, and everyone they're $9 right now. It's ridiculous. It's such good value. So just while we're watching Claudia work, I would love it. Leave a comment. You know, we like to do this. Leave a comment saying got or getting if you're going to grab these brushes, or if you already have. It's such good value. $9. I'm pretty sure that's like an espresso these days at Starbucks.
That would be so awesome, guys. The funny thing about this brushes is that I like really never even intended on sharing them. They were for my me time, but I really enjoy them. I feel like they are the best brushes that I've worked with, at least for my process. And so, yeah, I really am a big fan. Right now, again, we're just filling in, and like I said at the beginning, just make it darker on the top, and then a little bit lighter at the end, just like that.
Perfect. And just a super quick shout out and thank you to the people who are grabbing these brushes. You can see it's Bill, Kim, Narissa, Mary, Camille, Lindsay, Sharon, Luca, Suzanne, Natasha, Nita, Jones, Paper Emporium, Angelica.
I can't believe that. Thank you, guys. That's so
Anita,
cool.
Julia, Johannes. Very cool.
Thank you. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. It was very nice. I really hope you like them as much as I do. And if you have any questions on how to use them, please drop them for me. I'll be happy to share. I'll eventually also make a video on how I use them, so then you can even get more value from them.
Incredible. I love as well, like quite a few designers we work with, they will make stuff for themselves because it helps their workflow, it saves them time, it gives them the look they want. And then they're like, oh yeah, people would benefit from this. So yeah, I think it's a great way to make a pack.
Yeah. I usually only make stamp brushes because I love to create things that really help beginners, include illustrations into their art, even if they don't know how to draw. So that's why I was always making stamp brushes, because I feel like it can give someone so much happiness, you know, if they don't know how to draw, just to, I don't know, color a toucan or color something that they never thought that they could do. So that's why I started making stamp brushes. But you know, for fun, I'm always drawing, absolutely always drawing. So I also made one for me, and then I decided to share it with you guys. And I really hope you guys like it as well.
And it's such a cool feeling seeing your brushes or your resources out there in the wild being used by other people to make new and amazing work. I feel like it just spreads creativity. It's a really amazing thing.
Yeah, I really love seeing people also using the stamp brushes. It's super fun for me. One tip here is for the veins. Notice I'm not making just one line to do them, right? I'm making one on each side, because the veins of the wings of the butterfly have a profile. So this gives it a little bit more of a 3D feeling than just a plain line. So just an extra tip for you guys there. Just making here. Again, going pretty fast, but when you guys follow along, make sure to make yourself a cup of tea, listen to seagull and butterfly sounds, and and just have fun in this part.
Make sure your puppy isn't around.
Make sure your puppy is not just yawning during your live session, because it makes you feel like you're boring. How dare you? I feed you.
What a traitor.
Yeah, how dare he? So like, here we go. I'm gonna also go through the edge of the butterfly, just the wing, sorry, just to make it a little bit darker. And if you remember, we made it a little bit squigglier. So we're just gonna go like this, here. make sure to pop any questions that come up, because this part is basically just filling in things.
Yeah, keep the questions coming, everyone. What do you want to know? And it could even be beyond this composition. It could be general questions about illustration. Yeah. Claudia is kindly here, being very generous with her time. So let's take advantage and pick her brain if you have a question.
Thank you. I'm going to also now move to the ones underneath. So I'm going to do the same. Just going to go through the shape and just refill this. I really hope it's not too fast for you guys and that you can enjoy it. But
no,
if
it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
It's perfect to watch, maybe not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
My hand wouldn't know what's going on, but
exactly. I just for these live sessions, I always want to give you guys as much value as I possibly can, and then I end up before the sessions, I always do the same drawing like 3 times to make sure. That's why you also see me do it so fast, because I've done it like in preparation for this like 3 to 4 times, and talking to myself to make sure that I can include all the tips that I can. So this one was a little of a tight drawing, but yeah, hopefully I think we'll be able to finish it. It's not so much more from now. Yeah. So just
Mary says we appreciate your work so much. These sessions are great.
That's so nice. Thank you guys. I really love this. Is like, for me, it's a passion. I've always been drawing my whole life, and it's always been fun to figure out how to draw stuff. And I know how it feels to want to draw something and really don't know how to draw it, and feel like, I don't know, like maybe you're not good enough or something. But I had a teacher, and she taught me to always try to break down things to the most geometrical shapes. And so that's what I do. And that's even why I started my website, where I share all these tutorials, because I just love doing it, finding, for instance, a sunflower and figuring out exactly how to draw a sunflower. Of course, it's like for beginners, and I don't really draw like that right now, but it's still cool to find different things that you've never drawn and find how to do it. And that really helps you improve on your art journey, to really find the geometric shapes in things.
100%.
Yeah. Let's continue.
It's really therapeutic, actually, because obviously I host a lot of these sessions, and watching other creatives at work, like, not only is it really inspiring and it makes me want to create, but it's really calming watching people work.
Yeah, especially if there's seagull sounds and stuff and puppies yawning.
maybe not so calming then.
But but yeah, for me it's also really fun to watch the sessions and to see how people are drawing, and like just tutorials on YouTube or things like that. It's super
Everyone's
cool.
Different, right? Like, everyone has different techniques, slightly different style.
Yeah,
it's so interesting.
Yeah, that's also something I learned when I was learning how to use Photoshop. When I was just starting out as a graphic designer, my teacher told me, this is the way I do it, but you're probably going to find a way that you do it. And that doesn't mean that it's better or it's worse. It's just the way you do it. And it actually really helped me. Yeah, it actually really helped me not be afraid of new programs, because I see tutorials and I'm like, oh my God, how does this, what, so many lines, like, oh my God. Then, I just follow the tutorial, try to do it at my pace with my cup of tea, just having fun. And at the end, you always learn something, always.
Can I ask you a random question, Claudia, that's been on my mind recently?
Yes.
So if you're anything like me, I'm just a purebred, like, creative. I love anything creative. I love making stuff. And it goes beyond just design. So there's tons of stuff. Like, I like graphic design. I like photo manipulation. I would love to, invest more time back in drawing, digital art, in analog drawing, making music, making short films. Like, I love it all. But it feels impossible. Like, you can't do all those things.
Yeah.
And it feels like I have to focus on a few things to do them really well. So in my case, it's like, focus on growing a business and a community,
Yeah.
and I love that stuff so much too, because it's still
And you're
creative,
great
it's
at it.
still it's making something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I always feel this pull of like, oh, I wish I also had time for doing these other creative hobbies. Do you feel that
Yeah.
too?
Absolutely. And for me, it happens a lot with anything creative, honestly, also with the music. The other day, I was responding to an email, and this is going to be super corny, but Stairway to Heaven started playing on my earphones. And I just couldn't write because it's just like a masterpiece, and you must stop everything to listen to the masterpiece, and it just transports you. And when you're truly creative, you can really feel things in your heart, right? You have no idea with how many movies I've cried. Just I remember the first time, like, this is gonna be so silly, but the first time Frozen came out, I was just crying like a baby because I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to animate this way where she lifts the castle from nothing. I'm like, what? But for me, a good way to deal with that feeling is to try to find what is it that I like the most, and for me particularly is illustration, and try to have it inspire me in some way. So, for instance, I just made an illustration with the Rain song. I don't share them much on my. I was very proud of it. Just listening to the song from like Led Zeppelin also, and creating something that I feel comfortable creating, that I do have time to make because illustration is basically what I do, and it's having this feeling of what the song makes me feel in a way. So that's how I deal with it. Yeah, but absolutely, I also have that feeling completely.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I think what it is as well, there's a essay written by Ira Glass called The Gap. Have you read it,
Okay.
Claudia?
Yeah.
So for anyone who's not familiar, Ira Glass talks about how when you're creative, often that means you have taste, you know what is good and what's bad. And when you have taste, it means that you are often very harsh at judging your own work because you see people who are amazing and you know it's amazing, and you see your earlier work by comparison and you know it's not that good.
Yeah.
Because you're attuned to quality and taste.
Yeah.
And I think what's frustrating is as creatives that hopefully have taste, you and I, Claudia, and I think everyone watching, we know what it takes to get good.
Yeah.
So I know, like, in me, I probably, could be a half decent filmmaker or, illustrator, right? You're an incredible illustrator. You've done your 10,000 hours. You do it every day. You've done it for years and years and years. And for me to get this good, I'd have to do it every day for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for that. So it's like you can feel the desire and the potential inside you for that.
Yeah.
But you don't have the time to do it all.
Yeah. I'm gonna say one thing and then I'm gonna respond to that. So notice now I made the lines of this a little bit dirty. You see, I kind of broadened it a little bit. So because lines in nature are not, there's not a cut line where the orange starts and where the black starts. It's a transition, right? So right now I'm making that soft transition. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna change the color of the background for a second, because I like to color this section's white. So if you guys want to, for instance, have it on top of a different color background, then you can have it. So I'm gonna do that, and now I'm gonna answer to what you said. I think it was you with Janda who said it. I'm almost sure that you said that you can't compare your day 1 with someone else's day 60 or day 90 or day 5,000. I feel like comparison really destroys creativity. And I mean, it's nice to compare yourself, not even compare yourself, maybe to feel inspired by someone that you truly admire, right? But it's hard to not compare ourselves because of the nature of how we are as humans. But I always encourage people that I'm showing how to draw or something to try not to compare themselves to like me or to their biggest inspirations. What you could do is, if you really like one illustration of them, try to copy it for yourself, not to sell, not to anything. Just try to copy it, and from that you'll for sure learn something that this person did.
Such good advice. And it's it makes complete sense. The only comparison should be yourself yesterday, as people say. Is like just focus on getting better.
Exactly. Now that I did that, I'm going to return the background to white. and I'm gonna make another layer. I'm gonna place it underneath this white that I just did. I'm gonna turn on drawing assist, and I'm gonna go with the lighter version of the dark color, and I'm just gonna make my brush bigger and add a little bit extra shadow here.
Oh, amazing! I'm gonna stop interviewing you now. By the way, it was just while you were doing the shading, which took a bit longer. But I want to make sure everyone can focus on the session.
Yeah, for sure, perfect. Also, if you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them. So once this part is done, I'm gonna start with the color, and I can even stay on this layer. So with the same brush, I'm gonna go with the darker red. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, and you can still see the veining. You see I haven't deleted it, so it's here, right? So we're gonna do the same now. We're gonna start adding the darker color on the top part, a little bit smaller, on the top part of the veining, so we can separate it. I'm actually gonna make it just a little bit bigger, like this. So like I said at the beginning, I'm gonna go pretty fast, but you guys, take your time and add the details you want. Right now, this is probably not gonna end as an illustration that how I would call it finished, but it's gonna be good for this because you can see the tips and stuff. So I'm gonna do the same on the bottom wing. This. And you don't need to be too precise with it either, because we're gonna add more colors on top. So like this, perfect. Now I'm gonna go with a lighter version of that color, and I'm just gonna start transitioning underneath. Just creating a light gradient, because butterfly wings have a lot of color, like huge color profiles, right? So I mean, we could just paint it orange and that would be okay. But again, if you want to make a little bit of a more realistic illustration, try to add more tones. Try to look for the undertones, the colors that are hiding from you. You guys are still here, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got panicked from the first session. I want to make sure, because since I can't see on the screen, I can't see myself. So I'm never sure if if I'm still there.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm definitely here.
Perfect, awesome. So we're just gonna keep on adding underneath.
I'll tell you what, Claudia,
More.
if my internet drops out, I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect. How? I don't think my heart can take that anymore, Tom, after the beginning of the session.
Yeah, it's okay. You got your revenge today.
Yeah. We still have time, right? We're still good.
Yeah, like we're long, but that's fine. Like I wanted to make sure we had enough time for this session.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but
no, it's all good. To be honest, the same thing happened with the session before yours, so we're going back to back today. I'm just glad I'm glad I had my lunch.
Awesome, and your cookie.
Oh, I really want a cookie now.
Yeah, me too. So I continue adding just more of this light. You see, I'm just adding and adding colors right now. I got it a little bit out, so I'm just gonna fix that. And now the lighter version of this is this one. I'm gonna just go here. And I really like this brush because if you can see, I can make like a really strong line, but if I just do it softly, then the transition is just so smooth. So like this. Just like this. Again, if you do follow this, remember, just take your time. Put me at half the speed. And yeah, just like here. Here we go. Continue. I'll continue adding this light version.
Can people do me a favor, actually? If you do watch back the replay on YouTube and you play it at half speed, can you put that on your Instagram story and tag Claudia and I and Design Cuts? It would make me smile.
Like Dory on Finding Nemo. We're gonna make a new layer, place it underneath, drawing assist, and I'm just gonna now add a swatch of this orange all over, just all over the wing to fill in the gaps, kind of. I mean, if we would have a little bit more time, I would make the transition. You know what? I'm actually gonna try and make it a little bit. The transition's a little bit softer. just a little bit, because this brush is really easy to do that with. So
Are you
just like
smudging or painting now?
no, I'm painting, but if you do it really softly, then it really blends everything together really easily in a way. So just like this. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna go to my wing layer. I'm just gonna turn it off now because I redraw it, so it's fine. So now I'm gonna make on this where I was drawing. I'm gonna take the darker version of the color. I'm just gonna add a little bit of shadow on the inside of the wing, just like this. Just a little bit, very softly. And some red. Okay, here we go. Okay, and I'm also gonna add with my texture brushes, with the small noise texture, I'm gonna add with the darker color, just a little bit of this sort of, because butterfly wings have scales. So it's never like just a clean color, like I was saying before. So just adding a little bit of texture makes things close up. I'm gonna go with the yellow, and I'm gonna do the same on the inside, just so it's a little bit more sparkly, just like this. And I'm actually gonna go also with my halftone texture and with the orange, just gonna add a little bit of bigger ones, just because I like the look of it, honestly. You don't have to do this step, but I love adding halftone textures. So here we go.
I feel like it's about to fly off the page. It looks so realistic.
Thank you. So this, I'm actually gonna just add some extra shadow in between both wings, and we are done with the wings. And now the body is gonna be less than 5 minutes, guys. So we are almost done.
Amazing.
So I'm just gonna
it's always so impressive how much you get done in a short space of time.
I'm just gonna add some extra shadows on the inside. And thank you, Tom. It's because I've done it like 16 times before. I'm a preparer. So this is then the main like the wings of a monarch butterfly. When you're doing it, take your time, as I said. Now I'm gonna do the body of the butterfly. I'm gonna turn on drawing assist, and now I'm gonna go back to my main pencil. Now these butterflies have also some small marks on their head and on their body. So I'm just gonna make some tiny beans here, and some on the eyes also. Now some here, one in the center, this, just like a wiggly thing, and one at the end. Perfect. Now with my pencil fill on a small size, I'm gonna start filling everything with black. I mean, not black,
Amazing.
the dark.
By the way, I know you can't see them right now, Claudia, but there's lots of lovely comments coming in.
So, that's so nice, guys.
Yeah, Hannah says absolutely incredible. Bill says wonderful. Rachel says looks so realistic. Yeah.
Yay. I'm so happy you guys liked it. Very, very happy. It really makes my day to come here and like hang out with you, design cutters. You're all so lovely, all of you. The team, you, Tom, everyone is just so lovely.
They're the best community, right? I'm very grateful.
It's awesome. It's so cool. Like I've always been so kind of I just draw for fun. I don't even post it anywhere, which I know I should start doing. But this really makes me feel so good, you know, because I know that I can share value with people that appreciate it and that are happy to be here, and it just makes me very happy. It makes my day. On the same layer, so nice. On the same layer, now I'm gonna go with the baby hair brushes, which is a great brush for fur and for baby hairs. And I'm gonna now make it a little bit smaller, and I'm just gonna add this sort of furry feeling that with the darker color that the butterfly have here. I'm gonna go again with my soft inker, and I'm gonna just merge this like this.
Just very quickly while you're doing that, Claudia, I wanted to share a little behind the scenes thing, but at the minute we're working on defining, you know, all the values behind design cuts and you know what we stand for, and as you grow, it's important to do that because you have new people join and you need to make sure that they're aligned with the vision and all that kind of stuff. And part of that exercise is we're doing it for ourselves as a team, but we're also doing it for our community. And one of the words which comes up for both groups is kind. And I think we have such a kind team, but we've got such a kind community as well. Like everyone's so supportive to each other.
It's incredible.
I never take it for granted. I think it's quite a rare thing. There's a lot of online communities that are full of trolls and kind of snarky. And,
you guys,
really kind people.
You guys really make it so much fun to be here because all of you are so sweet. Just quickly, so you guys can also follow me. I made a new layer and I placed it underneath the body layer because the body has the shadow. So I'm just gonna add, and also I turn on the drawing assist. I'm just gonna add a little bit of a color to the body, and yeah, I completely agree. It's so rare to have such a beautiful community of people that just leave such nice comments. I mean, that really appreciate your time and that really appreciate your effort. I like doing things good. I like taking my time and really preparing, like making sure I can give value, making sure I can give freebies, making sure that I have a new set of stem brushes that really can help beginners. And yeah, you guys have made my creative process just so much fun. So I really appreciate all of you a lot. And now
this whole session is making me smile now.
Yay, that's the whole plan. I'm gonna turn this off quickly because I want to add some white onto the spots here. And with this, my friends, oh wait, not here, just here. And with this, my friends, we are done. We're gonna turn off the drawing assist. And here is how you draw a monarch butterfly.
That is so cool.
I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it.
Loved it.
If you guys want to see all the butterflies you can draw on the other tutorials that I have on the article, you can draw this one. I show a step-by-step tutorial on it. Also, it's also done with the same brushes. So this one, you can also draw, I mean, all of these ones here. So this one. Let me know if there's any that you guys would like to see. Also from the side.
All of them?
This one I really like because it feels like poisonous. I really think is one of my favorites. It's weird that nature is so incredible. But yeah, what I love about this brush set is that you can get like very smooth transition of color, but also like a texture and like, I don't know, like some sort of clean but dirty look. And I really like that. So yeah, this was our session today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.
My question is, Claudia, will you come back in the future? Because your sessions are the best.
Absolutely. I love being here. Yes, absolutely. It's super fun for me.
I think we kind of covered most of the questions as we were going. And also, I need to go jump into our next session in just a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going live with Peggy Dean. But no. That was so much fun. Always love hanging out with you. And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, Claudia.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the nice comments.
Thank you. And I want to encourage every single person, if you got value from this session, please go and check out Claudia's brand new brush set. As she said, she's been working on this for 2 years behind the scenes, making it the perfect brush set to support her own work. And she's only now just had the incredible idea to share it with the wider community. So if you want the same brushes that Claudia has been perfecting for 2 years for just $9, which is a ridiculous deal, then click the shiny green button below this live stream. Emma just grabbed them and we saw a bunch of you earlier, so you grabbed them as well. We can't wait to see what you create. But Claudia, thank you again. That was so good.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure to be back here. And have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for getting the brushes. That makes my day.
Claudia, it's great to see you. I'll chat really soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Ciao.